The Nigerian Senate has unanimously condemned the recent brutal killings of over 200 civilians in Yelawata community, Gomaloko local government area of Benue State, alongside the massacre of 12 people in Mangul local government area of Plateau State. The Red Chamber officially classified the attacks carried out on June 18 and June 12 respectively as acts of terrorism and part of a broader systematic campaign of violence. Senators are demanding immediate and comprehensive federal interventions to halt the ongoing bloodshed that continues to threaten peace and security across the country. The motion addressing the Yelawata massacre was moved by Senator Titus Zam from Benue Northwest under matters of urgent national importance. During an emotional plenary session, Zam's heartfelt appeal resonated deeply with colleagues such as Senator Victor Ume, Anambra Central, and Senator Jimo Ibrahim, calling for decisive action while advocating for modernizing intelligence gathering.
What we have today, I can liken it to say, like Benue, like Plateau, the same thing is happening in this axis. Apart from insurgency from the northeast and other places, over the years, we have been dealing with the same type of killings and massacre across this axis. And I'm only happy that last week, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did what I have been harping on each time this type of situation occurred, that the President and Commander-in-Chief is the one that will deal with the matter decisively. And last week, Mr. President did exactly that. He went to the local Sinquo and saw for himself and ordered security agencies, let's get them out. Let's get them out and deal with them. In less than 1 week, the IG of police had made his address. 26 people were arrested. This morning, it has gotten to 53.
I think we need to go into the structure, the apparatus of security in Benue, and come up with some restructuring. It's not about deployment of military men and whatever alone. It is that we must use technology. And I'll be emphasizing this at the floor of the plenary, that the dimension of security policing and monitoring must change. It must fundamentally engaging, and we must deploy fundamental sophisticated equipment.
The Senate President Godswill Akpabio also condemned the attack as emblematic of a state failure and led the chamber in a 1-minute silence to honor the victims. The Senate passed a resolution with several key demands and recommendations, including a call on the federal government to deploy more military personnel to Benue State, particularly to Yelawata and other known flashpoints, to prevent further attacks and restore security. Similarly, the House of Representatives also strongly condemned the brutal massacre of over 200 residents of Yelawata community in Gomaloko local government area of Benue State, which occurred during a violent attack on June 14, 2025. The lawmakers during plenary described the incident as a grave humanitarian tragedy. Raising the motion on the floor, Honorable Takehir Dixon highlighted the attacks have become alarmingly frequent across Gomaloko and neighboring areas, heightening fear, insecurity, and instability in the region. Honorable Dixon emphasized the urgent need for swift, coordinated intervention to prevent further bloodshed and address the growing humanitarian crisis.
Further notes that thousands of residents have been displaced, leading to a dire humanitarian situation marked by the loss of lives, destruction of property, and widespread destitution. Aware that similar attacks have occurred regularly within and beyond the constituency, exacerbating insecurity and fear among communities in the area. Further aware that the National Emergency Management Agency and other relevant relief agencies have been called upon to provide urgent humanitarian assistance to the affected areas. Concerned that the scale of the crisis requires immediate and coordinated intervention to prevent further loss of lives and to provide adequate support for the displaced persons affected in the community. worried that any delay in response and lack of comprehensive security measures may escalate the violence and deepen humanitarian crisis.